So we've got another add-on that we want to talk about. So once you've got all your kit set up, you can purchase a real cool thing. It's an OBDII port reader, wireless. This connects into the connection in your footwell. Every car from 2001, every BMW, actually every car from 2001 has these type of connections. They're exactly the same. They look a little bit like a SCART socket, and they're somewhere in the sort of cockpit of the car, normally underneath the footwell on the driver's side. But there's various different locations. You can find the location on the internet. But the BMW E46 one is just to the it's just above the bonnet pull. So you can buy these off us, and what this will do, this will bridge the gap between the computer of the car and all the information that is normally read, that the computer reads. You can read it all onto the iPad. So you buy this in conjunction with our iPad kits, and you plug this. This works on Wi-Fi, so you plug it into the port at the bottom. They're blue at the moment, but we're going to try and source black, so you can actually keep it in there all the time. It'll look OEM. So that's in there now. You'll go to settings, and you can do this when you're stationary or driving. Doesn't matter. So you go to settings, go into your Wi-Fi, and you'll look for the connection for that, which is wireless OBDII. That's connected now straight away. You download Dash Command. Now, I downloaded Dash Command app from the App Store. I think it was free, to be honest, but I think the most it's ever been is about $3.99. So it's a real cool app, cheap enough to buy. So you just click Dash Command. There'll be a circle in the middle, and it might say, well, it says not connected, which it's saying now. So you just click that, and it says it's connecting. It starts flashing down there. I'm going to try and possibly take the flashing out on that, because you can then keep it in the car while you're driving, and there's no illumination underneath your footwell. So that's connected now, green for connection. That means that it's bridged the gap now between the car's data from the ECU and different sensors on the car, and it's brought it all to the iPad. So we're all connected now, so you can do such things like go into the dashboard, and it's all live. So if I rev the engine, 14,000 RPM. If I'm driving, that will start going. Roll forward a bit. Well, it went to 1 mile an hour, but yeah, so that's pretty accurate. I've tested that as well with the speedometer, and it is very accurate. In fact, the speedometer must be about 2 miles per hour out, 1 or 2 miles per hour out, so that's very accurate. You've got the acceleration, power, torque. You can change these to timing, intake, coolant. I had a few problems with my car last year where the car eventually overheated and cooked the engine. But the coolant was very accurate. It was telling me when it was going to overheat before the temperature gauge did anything. So that's pretty good. You've got boost vacs, fuel economy. You can set up your car directly into this through the VIN number, the size of the engine, body shape, what tyres you use. The more information you put into this, the more accurate all the details are. So the fuel economy is, I haven't set that up on there, but that's supposed to be pretty good. You've got last fill-ups, distant travelled, elapsed times, CO2 emissions, start date and times from those, drive times, fuel costs. You've got endless amount of information that you can have while you're, like I said, while you're driving. That will be live, and also when you're stationary with the ignition on. You've got more engine sensors, map, lambda, coolant, the load, intake, ambient, MAF fuel pressure, timing, fuel trims. Yeah, I had a few problems last year with my car, and I took it all apart, had all the engine rebuilt, put it all back together on my own, which was a good job. And I didn't have the jig to set up the timing, and the timing was out by I think it was 0.2. I could feel it in the power in the car, but the actual dash command showed that the timing was off. So it's very, very accurate. All the sort of stats are really good. They're live. My car's an auto, so I haven't set up the gear ratio or anything like that, but apparently you can do that. You can do it on manuals as well. Let's go back. Another cool thing is the diagnostics. I'll talk about that after. Actually, you've got gauges. You can change the gauges. Now they don't look very OEM, but you can change the skins and you can design the skins. So you can go on a computer and actually design the way these look, upload it to the website, and then download the skin to your iPad so it looks a little bit more OEM. So you can mess about with it to make it look a little bit more E46. There's other ones on there that you can download which are quite good. So there's those. They're all live, by the way. Go back to the main menu. Performance. You've got all that. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Data grid. I don't know what that is, to be honest, but engine RPM, vehicle speed sensor, forward acceleration, lateral acceleration, vehicle roll, vehicle pitch. That's pretty good, to be honest, all that. Vehicle, that's your information on the vehicle. I didn't set that up. I'll have to go back and do that. Go back to main menu. Diagnostics, this is the best thing about it. So, we still focused there? Sorry about the camera actually, it's a little bit... Let's just refocus that. It's quite bright actually. Trying to turn that brightness down, it's hard to see. But anyway, so diagnostics, click if you've got an engine light. I haven't got any on there at the moment, but if you've got an engine light that's up, you can actually delete it on the dash command. You can read codes, delete codes. So if we click this is reading codes now. It's read the codes, it says I've got engine code fault. One stored P1155. I think there's a vacuum leak somewhere. I've had that for a while. It's not caused any problems to the engine, but you can delete that code and see if it pops back. It asks you, it's a little disclaimer really, just to say, you know, do you want this to happen? The minute you click yes, that's when it deletes the code. And it is pretty much like that. I had a problem with, it was a spark plug that had gone on my engine. Anytime I booted it on the motorway, the spark plug wasn't performing and the engine would go into limp mode and it would throw up an engine management light on. The minute I clicked yes on this, the engine management light would delete, go off the dash, and the engine would literally straight away go from limp mode back into normal mode. So it is pretty good. So I click yes. It's going to delete the... No, yes it has, it's deleted that code, but I know it will keep on coming back because it will do a check after so many times and it will pop back up. But you can delete codes from there. It says, what else is it saying? Catalytic monitoring, I'll just go through them all. Misfire monitoring, fuel systems monitoring, comprehensive components, reserved monitoring, catalyst monitoring, heater catalysts, evaporation systems, secondary air systems, AC systems, oxygen sensors heat, EGR systems monitoring. I've got a few there that just need to be deleted, so I can delete them. Click yes. And none of them are changed, but that's okay. So you can basically go into diagnostics. So if you've got any problems with your car, this is a cool bit of kit to have, because if you take it to a garage, they're going to probably charge an hour to read the car. And then they say, oh yeah, we've got a machine and stuff like this, which is, you know, particularly for that car, and they're going to cost, you know, it's going to cost quite a bit. This kit you can do all at home. It's perfect. Skid pad, what's that? It's probably to do with G's when you go into a corner and stuff like that. That will use the iPad's force sensor that is built in. Racetrack, that's probably be good for track days and stuff like that. You've got settings, various other settings. So basically that is the dash command. Like I said, that's what we're going to be start selling. A wireless OBDII port reader. for our iPad kits.